Hello there. Welcome to this video. Now, today it's popped up in conversation on one of the Facebook groups I'm a member of. So today I'm going to look at that. Sorry, it's one of the worst games ever. I've covered it fleetingly in my 10 worst arcade conversions for the Spectrum. So I think you already know where this is heading. But it's never had a standalone review of its own. So here we go. Let's honour its crapness. Now, this was released by Domark in 1991 for the princely sum of £11.99 or 18 quid if you wanted the +3 disc version. And it was programmed by Tech Software, Jonathan Broggie and Matt Furness, and based obviously on the Tengen or Tengen, however you say it, arcade game. It's really right. How did this fare in the magazines of the day? Can't find anything from Crash about it. Your Sinclair gave it 30%. I'm going to come back to scores at the end because I've got something really funny to show you. So there's a little carrot to dangle around for you to sort of hang around through the entirety of the video as I sandpaper your eyeballs with this pile of crap. Now, let's get the good bits out of the way. There's only two good bits, these sort of animated intro bits and the title music, which is actually really good, and the game that plays throughout the game. I'm playing this on the 128K +2A emulation through Spectaculator. And for those of you who aren't familiar, Pitfighter is, as it says on the tin, it's a fighting game. You choose one of three characters, and it's kind of like an underground sort of punch-up thing. First rule about ZX Spectrum version of Pitfighter is we shouldn't talk about the ZX Spectrum version of Pitfighter, but I'm going to, and straight away you can see how abysmal this is. If you were to close your eyes and just listen to the music, that's really actually quite good. But just look at that. It's horrendous, it's jerky, it's very almost uncontrollable. One move seems to do most of the damage without having to resort to trying anything else, because they are sort of difficult to pull off. So here I'm just doing the flying kicks because I'm trying to do other moves, etc., but perhaps my laptop keyboard is unresponsive. But this, yeah, it's just awfully bad. I don't think I've ever seen a good review of any of the home conversions or the 8-bit conversions of Pitfighter. And you know, I appreciate there was a business and there was money to be made and stuff like that, but how could you look at this if you were a publisher and go, that's a great game, we've got to put that out there? How on earth could you even sort of consider that? But you know, I've never been a business person, so I don't know about scruples or anything like that. Now, as you can see, I'm trying to pick things out of this that are good, but I can't. Even the sort of background and sort of side characters are ropey. And if I was a kid in 1991, which I wasn't, I'd sort of moved on from the Spectrum by then. And I think I had a Master System. I didn't get anything like the Amiga or anything like that. I just went straight from the Speccy into the Master System. But I didn't know this game when it came out, and its notoriety is only something that's been new to me fairly recently. Now, I don't know anyone that actually laid money out for this game. I've never spoken to anyone who has. Did any of you watching pay for this game? If so, how long did you play it for? You know, did anyone get any enjoyment out of it? And going back to what I said earlier, I'm actually going to come back to that a little bit at the end, because I think you'll find it quite entertaining what I'm going to show you. But Pitfighter, you know, one of the worst games on the Spectrum, let alone one of the worst arcade conversions, if not the worst arcade conversion. It's it's just got no playability to it whatsoever. It's you know, it's atrocious is probably too strong a word for this game, because it is, you know, that and then some. Now, whenever you sort of sit back and you go through, and I still spend hours, far too much time, playing Spectrum games when I should be doing other things such as decorating, much to my wife's annoyance. And there, as we know, there's thousands and thousands of great games, but every now and then you come across something like this that is a big sort of thump, or brings you back to reality with a thump that, you know, it ain't all great. It's mostly great, but it ain't all great. And you need games like this, and, you know, things like the Great Space Race and other things, just to remind, you know, EastEnders, Super Grand, just to sort of bring you back to reality a bit, and just realise, you know that when a good game comes along, you know, when someone got hold of the Spectrum and got it to sing, some of the stuff was amazing and playable, and others, you know, the only song they managed to get out of the Spectrum was the ZX, you know, the equivalent of the Birdie song or something like that, or Mr. Blobby, or that bloody crazy frog, irritating, annoying crap. So Pitfighter, yeah, it's, you know, your man is blue. Don't know why. Perhaps he's been in a, you know, outside in the cold for a while. Play it if you really must, just to see how bad it actually is, and just to prove that I'm not wrong. Now, this video is going to end very shortly, and going back to the scores, I'm going to show you a couple of screenshots, and I think you'll find these hugely entertaining. Bear in mind what you've just seen and what you've heard me talk about. Coming up is a screenshot of the review that appeared in Sinclair User in issue whatever it was, I can't remember. Now look at the score at the bottom. 85%. Sinclair User awarded this their silver award. 85%. What were they playing? What were they on when they were playing it? And look, there's a close-up of what the review says. An excellent conversion, one of the best two-player games, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, it's comedy moment over, video over. Thanks ever so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, let me know. And if you wish to subscribe, please do so. It would be brilliant to see you. Thanks ever so much. Take care.